today I wanted to take a minute and talk you through some of the paperwork you're going to see coming home. Please know that we too are like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of papers. And then if you have multiple students in the school system, that's a lot of papers for you too. And as we collect them and the papers are returned, we're keeping track of 75 sets of papers too. So hopefully this will help you figure out what's important, what's what, and what you need to be looking for in the folder. So the folder will come home, and inside there are two sections. One side says return to school, the other says keep it home. Unfortunately, the amount of papers in the keep it home side is fewer. But at least you know that's like 4 or 5 less papers you have to filter through to return to the school. The first one I want to talk to you about is the elementary tardy policy. Basically, you're signing that you have read and understood our tardy policy. It says sign and return the yellow copy. So you get to keep the white copy. We just need the yellow copy back. The next thing, I do encourage you to take a minute and read through the Code of Conduct. This deals with technology and a few other things that you need to be aware of as a parent or guardian for your student. After you've read through the booklet, you need to sign and date the front of this first page as well as the back. There's 2 sides to this form. Many years I have to send this form back home because the back isn't filled out. And like I said, we get it. There's a lot of papers you're going to see this week. So if we send something back home, don't sweat it. No worries. We know we'll get it back from you at some point, but we'll usually try to highlight or circle whatever you've missed to make it easier on you. Next is an attendance policy. And once again, it says please sign and return the yellow copy. So you keep the white copy, and we'll take back the yellow copy. This is from our team. We send this home because you're able to give us a better snapshot of your student. We save these. All 3 of us will make copies of every student that's returned. And we'll sit down and go over these in the next couple weeks to kind of expedite that process of getting to know your student. It's hard when there's 75 of them, but forms like this help us. Also, at the top where it says phone number, we need that to compare to the one that's in the system. Maybe you haven't updated your numbers in a while, and the numbers we have in our computer won't match the numbers that you put down. But we know we can trust the number on here because you're updating it as of this week when you fill out this form. And if you don't want to answer questions, cool. There's a couple on here that's kind of good for us to know, like please list any common holidays your child does not celebrate, food allergies, things like that that'll help us get to know your student better. Next is a parent occupational survey. This is just one side. One side is in Spanish, one side is in English. Then you have the school bus transit form. Even if your child does not ride a bus to and from school, if they want to go on field trips with us, this form has to be returned. If they're going to use a bus at any point this year, this form has to be returned. Signed and returned. Then we have, oh, hold on. Nope, I got it. We're good. All right, this one's for the school nurse. This is an optional return. You don't have to return it. However, it's helpful if you do. Something as simple as Tylenol or ibuprofen, the nurse cannot give your student. She can't. Even if she calls you on the phone, she can do that once this year with a verbal confirmation, but after that, she needs a written form. Inside this packet, and there are a few pages to flip through, I would definitely take the time. That'll save you possibly from having to pick your child up from school because they're not feeling good. You could try a Tylenol or ibuprofen route first. and then come pick them up if they're still not feeling good later. I can't tell you how many times this form has saved a lot of parents. So please take a minute, fill this out if you feel like your student is someone that would need Tylenol or ibuprofen. Okay, next is car rider. So in here is a letter about car line dismissal procedures. Every car rider needs to have a form in the window. Now this right here is just the temporary card you can use for now, for this week until we get you the permanent one. You'll fill out the information in the packet, return the form to us. We'll send home a cardstock blue paper that would go in the windshield of your car. Some of you might be thinking, hey, my kid's not a car rider. Even if they're only going to be a car rider even one day this year, please fill this out and return it. On Blooms, there's also a link in one of our previous posts that you can fill out that this car rider line form paper on. And if you've already done that, then don't worry about this packet. All right, this is another optional return, but it's in there. It's about the school dental program. Another optional return, but we encourage, please join PTA. They do so much for our school and students. They are amazing. So, and they list different things that you could volunteer for, or maybe you don't have time to volunteer, but maybe you have a resource that could be helpful to our PTA. They would love to get to know you and plug you into how you can help our school. Next talks about student fees. Then we have the very first yearbook order form of the year, yay! And you can get a jump on this. The cost increases later in the year. Go ahead and knock this out. Then you have this large packet, which of course has the menu, but inside this packet is forms that talk about the free and reduced lunch program. And if you are new to Johnson City Schools, this might be something to look through. And I would definitely, if you've already been part of this program, make sure that you are following up to see that the information is accurate and that your child is still receiving what they're supposed to receive. But another optional form, doesn't have to be returned. So in recap, let me show you the forms that we are looking for that we need returned. Number 1, Code of Conduct booklet paper form. We just need the first page, rip it out, you keep the booklet. Number 2, attendance policy and procedures. Number 3, parent response survey. Number 4, bus transit form. Number 5, hold on. Oh. I think that was it. Those are, oh, no, there it is. Number 5 is the tardy policy. The tardy policy. We need that signed and returned. All the others are optional based on what you want to do for your student this year. Definitely look through them though. If you have any questions about the 1,572 pages we send home tomorrow, shoot us a Blooms message. No big deal. Have a good day.